Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose. So good to have you here joining us for our live event. And it is beg your pardon, Kirsty Marie with me. Apologies for that. Kirsty, how are you today?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm good. Happy to be here with you.
Great.
I,
Thank
w
you.
I would say bright and early, but it's actually really dark.
It's really dark. It's 7 a.m. in the morning and it's so dark out there. But then that's
Mm.
us, right? Land of the long white clouds, New Zealand. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are doing a live session and bringing in light codes for anybody who identifies with being neurodivergent. So, Kirsty, have I said that right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about being neurodivergent, we're talking about, of course, diverse forms of neurology, diverse ways of thinking, of being, and this encompasses things like presenting as being autistic or ASD, however you want to language that, ADHD, um, dyslexia, all these types of things. So it could come as a diagnosis depending on your perspective and what you choose to do. Um, but it also might just look like feeling like you're so sensitive. You feel everything very intensely, or you just feel a little bit different, like you've never quite felt like you fit here on Earth. That seems to be a common experience as well. Mm.
Mm, mm. It's quite a unique thing that's happened on our planet that's come to the forefront because I think many people have had these symptoms in, 50, 60 years ago, but they were just never, it was never, perhaps we should say it was never, we weren't aware enough about what that meant and how it was, because quite often parents who had children those many years ago who presented these behaviors, we'll call them behaviors, or this presented themselves this way, I would say, um, just kind of misunderstood it and thought it was not, not be, if they were not like other children, then that meant that they're a little bit um, backward or, they just didn't fit
Mm.
in. And so there were lots of consequences for it.
That's
Um,
right. And all sorts of labels like, maybe shy,
yeah,
weird, awkward, naughty,
yeah,
disobedient. So all these different types of
yeah,
things. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Not very clever, because you didn't learn like
Mm,
other children learned or whatever. So
mm,
I'm I'm feeling today, it's very interesting that today, as I sit here, I feel kind of receptive in the
mhm,
sense that I'm sort of coming to balance out more and understand the previous generation's responses to that. Because we're coming to a time of forgiveness, really, aren't we?
mm, mhm,
So I just want to quickly say what we're going to do for anybody that is joining us, and thank you for joining us. Uh, so so far we've done this small explanation of what neurodivergent is. We know that it is a big topic. It is vast. It is so coming to the forefront. Even parents, it's taken, I think, to be fair, millennial parents, not putting them in boxes, but the millennial parents to sort of awaken to this and embrace that. It took
mm,
these parents coming into the world as and sort of the technology parents, because you sort of these are the parents that made the breakthroughs and live quite a lot under the guise of technology, not guise, but you know what I'm saying, like the millennial generation, like, oh, we need to eat. Oh, they'll tell you within 5 minutes what can happen. You look at the phone and look on where it's at, and oh, we'll just get some food and it can be delivered. You don't have to go out, that kind of thing. So it kind of took the millennial generation and their stance and their energy to bring that out to how this can be, that this is normal and how you can live with all of that. Yeah.
mm. Yeah. So we want to look at how do we thrive whilst being sensitive, and then how do we really embody our unique gifts and share them with the world. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Kelsey, we were going to explain why we are doing this today, and we'll do that very shortly. And for everyone, after we do that, then we will go in and Kirsty will explain light codes briefly, what we're doing, her understanding of it. And then I will do maybe a brief explanation of light language if that is necessary. Maybe we'll just see how we flow. And then Kirsty's going to lead us into everything with a chant, beautiful chant that she does, and a small meditation. And then we will go into the light language, which I will do and bring down light codes. And then, to bring us back after we've done that, and we pick up any downloads that we've got from doing the light language, we will have a grounding exercise. Kirsty will bring us through that, and then from the grounding exercise, we will come back, and then we will just see how we feel and what is coming through, and if there's any insights, we'll leave that, and then we will conclude. So, why are we doing this? You start first, and I'll say my part in it, Kirsty.
Why are we doing this? Yeah. So as Rose said, we neurodivergent people have been around for a long time, and there does seem to be more of us, and it seems to be coming more to the surface. And to me, a lot of there's reasons why we're here and why so many children are coming through. And they're here to show us things, to be kind of like canaries in the coal mine, show us what's not working, and then also to be sort of agents of change. So invite us, and we invite others into new ways of being. So it's a very precious gift, and it does sometimes come with some challenges, especially as we already mentioned, that feeling of not quite fitting, not quite belonging, maybe being a little bit uncomfortable in the physical, almost pulling out of the body a little bit. And we want to.
Yeah. So we would say that quite often a lot of the programs of Earth do not fit that life of that person who is, coming into that spectrum of being neurodivergent. I hope I said the right words. I'm sorry, friends, if I say the wrong words, because I don't have, sometimes like other people, I don't have the words, and I don't understand a lot, because my part of neurodivergence has been I've been dyslexic, as a child, and even now as an adult, I can be dyslexic. But things that are like, people who identify with being ADHD or ADD, or autistic or whatever, their challenges to fit in on the planet are so different. It's like things have to go, there has to be a plan, and the plan has to be followed, I think, for some of them. And if it isn't, then everything else is falling, everything else for them feels like it's falling apart if there isn't a program. And that's not everybody, that's some of them. And it's not, well, I'm getting lost in that, but you know what I mean, Kirsty? Well, of course you do, because we are talking about this. So yeah.
Yeah, different ways of being and expressing, and it can look very different from individual to individual. And I think the overarching thing is the sensitivity and this bringing of issues to the surface so they can see the light, and so we can resolve them.
Yes.
And sometimes the behaviors are baffling. A child might be very angry or very obsessive, and that may just be an expression of them feeling overwhelmed and out of control and wanting to bring some sense of coherence back to themselves. So we really always have to look at the big picture of what's going on with a person.
Now, I want to say why I got the download, because when you and I first did an interview last year on the channel, when it was the Great Awakening Generator, we talked about this, and then we suddenly, it occurred to me that we needed to do a series of this, and then you did some with me, and then you did some on your own, and that was just great. But in the last 6 weeks, I had this download from my guidance that I needed to do an event where we bring down the light codes for anybody in this, anybody who is neurodivergent. And the reason for it is that these are highly evolved beings. want to say that from the outset.
Mm.
That is it. Anybody who is neurodivergent is a highly evolved being. Now, anyone out there is still, is in contact with, they may not present it like that, but it's probably because all we see in them is those different behaviors that do not fall within the norms of Earth and the programming that we have had throughout the generations on the planet. But these beings have come to be the transformers. The word that I kept getting was transformers here on the planet through this time of ascension. And for whatever reason, the guides had said it's time to bring this to the forefront, in that you're bringing in light codes, and invite everybody who is like that, or has someone in their life like that, who is, because maybe it's a parent who has a child like that, or it's a brother who has a sister like that, like being neurodivergent. And so, because the whole family is affected, from my observations of it, I have somebody who does my hair, and I can see how they've just had their son diagnosed, one of the children. They have 5 children between them, and 5 sons, and they've just had one of them come through, and this is what the medical system has said, and now they're having to readjust and rearrange their whole life. So it's not like it's only one person, and it's all, and you can meld it, and it works like having 5 children, but yet everyone is not neurodivergent, right? It's not like that. And I've just finished watching that Big Bang Theory, rewatching Big Bang Theory. My guides asked me to watch it, and one of them presents, although they don't come out and say it, presents like a neurodivergent, a person with identified as neurodivergent. So my guys had said we need to bring some light codes. None of that was by chance. It was all orchestrated, divinely orchestrated. And so here we are doing this today. So friends, Kirsty, do you want to say something before we go to the next thing?
What are we doing next? Talking about what light codes are?
Yes.
And so when Rose said, shall we bring in some light codes? I said yes. And then I thought, it's interesting to reflect a little bit on what is that? And of course it can mean something a bit different to each person. But to me, I just found it really interesting to think, what is that? What is that? And it's all sorts of things, because if we think about what we are energy, we are light, or you could think of yourself as a unique kind of confluence of light and sound. And so simply by being each day, we're all transmitting packages of light. And the way that looks can be all sorts of different ways. The way you smile, the way you touch someone, the way you sing, when you draw a piece of beautiful art. And so we're all working with light all the time. Sort of, it's precious and it's sacred, and it's also very everyday. And I think what makes it, an intentional light code is simply that. It's the intention to bring something through when we all connect to our higher selves, however you want to label the divine, and intentionally bring through light that is of service and transmit it to others, which is a natural thing that we all do when we want to awaken. And so that's what a light code is. And when someone says they're going to transmit, a code or a channeling, anything like that, I think it's really important to just say, I'm going to receive whatever is in the highest for me, whilst maintaining my sovereignty, whatever it is that is in alignment for me. So it's not, it's not a scary thing. It's, in a sense, it's coming from without, but really it's in here. So that's kind of my sense of what a light code is. Yeah.
I do love that explanation, actually, because even when I said it, and we were talking about it, and I thought, oh yeah, Rose, did you ever think about what a light code is? And For me, it's energy. It's just that energy. It's almost like I can see a golden drop of energy if you can see energy. Because
Yeah.
you suddenly feel warmth in your body. Like as you were speaking, I felt a warmth on the right side at the back, on my back, and I was just like, okay, that's my light code. How am I feeling? I am a light being. So I have light codes and I bring that in. And
Yeah.
I just feel like it's that for me, a light code is an energy, and certain things bring in light codes. It's that feeling. It's that, like yesterday we introduced my daughter's little puppy Asterix to our dog Baxter. And Baxter was very excitable initially, and then I just went into light language with him. And you could almost see this energy field around us where he started to be calm, which automatically got Asterix to sit up and look and say, what happened? Look around, what was that? Right. And I just feel that is it. And we have the power to bring in those things, every one of us. What I really want to go back to is you talking about sovereignty and us and what we have and that authenticity of us. And I'm going to encourage anybody who's watching to maintain that about yourself because, there's a lot going on at the moment. And remember that every one of us is unique. Everyone is a unique code on this planet in yourself because of our sovereignty, because of our DNA. No one can have that DNA. Even your brother or your sister cannot have exactly your code, your DNA code. Yours is unique to you. And that's what makes each of us sovereign on the planet. That's what makes us authentic. So do not give that away to anyone. Think carefully before you decide about who you have relationships, not relations, relationships with, and even relations. You know, what are you giving in terms of that? How much? Does it align with your code? It's an interesting thing. Unique code, sovereignty, authenticity, a real theme at the moment. Okay. So, Kirsty,
Yes.
do you want to say any more? Can I talk a little bit about light language and then we'll go into it? Okay.
Yes, you do that.
Okay. So, light language, I'm going to give a brief explanation of it because we assume that we cannot assume that everybody knows what we're talking about, and we cannot assume that everyone doesn't. So we're just in the middle ground. So we just do it anyway, the explanation of it. My brief explanation of light language is that it is the language that your soul has memories of from all aspects of yourself, from all over the universes, and from all of your lifetimes, be it here on Earth or be it in any other galaxy, all right, or universe or planet, wherever else you have come to be here in this time and space. Now, I believe everybody has it. It's having a desire and openness of heart to bring that to the forefront. And so at the moment, there are lots of people who believe they do not have light language. My belief is that you do. If this is, if you've been a soul that has been in so many lifetimes, whether it's only on Earth or in other parts of the world, of the galaxies, then you would have spoken languages in those lifetimes that are not necessarily English or French or whatever you speak in this lifetime, right? And so your soul carries the memory of that. And why do we do light language? Why do we do it? Because it is the thing that takes the programming and the ego out of things when you have an intention. For example, I'm intending that I want to say somebody's unwell and I'm doing some light language for them and I'm intending for that person to receive healing. As soon as I tune in and I go into my light language and the light language comes out, it is language that I am consciously not understanding because some of us, well, I've only started writing my light language now and I've been doing it for many years, but it is something that my ego does not connect with. My doubt doesn't connect with because there is a disconnect. I don't understand the meanings of it. In discernment, I can get what it's saying, but not necessarily. If I said everything in English, then I'll start having those thought patterns, the mind coming into it. Oh, you sure? That didn't happen the last time. That kind of thing. So that is why we're bringing in light codes today in light language, because that's what I've been asked to do. And so I thought, that's it. We're going to do it. We're going to bring it in. We're also going to see how things go, because I think we're supposed to do maybe a couple more of these live sessions. And so once we've worked out the date and and all of that, we will come back and do another promo video to tell you that it's happening, or one of those little ones. But for today, this is the first one. And so we're going to go into that mode. So, Kirsty, I hope that was an explanation that made sense. Is there anything you think I should have said more about on that?
No, I love that explanation. Yeah. So that's one way of bringing through the light and like that pure intuition and energy, staying out of the ego chatter.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you keep yourself neutral, and your soul takes your soul language takes precedence of anything. There's so much you can do with it. And yeah. So I just want to say, just before we carry on, I'm just looking to see if anybody is watching, please feel free to share comments with us if there's any. And really, I'm going to say the comments are not about telling us how well we're doing or anything. If you think it is, that's fine. It's up to you. But if there is a comment that you want to share that you think will be beneficial for anyone who watches, whether it's live, whether it's yeah. So whether it's live, sorry, a distraction there, because I cannot multitask, as you can tell. Um, um, so if you want to share your thoughts or questions, ask a question, please put it in the comments and we will respond to that. And if I can't respond to it, I'll ask Kirsty to do the same, to respond to some of the questions, to look at them and respond to them, because we're here to also give support in ways if we understand it. Like people are going through so many things at the moment, and then to have this to come into the neurodivergence space, that could be maybe people who are neurodivergent are assimilating whatever's happening better on the planet at the moment, because they are not programmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time to wake up. Yeah.
Time to wake up. All right. So,
Yeah.
Kirsty, over to you. And you are putting your musician's mode on. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I'm doing that. Yeah. So I'm going to do a small song or a chant, and it's not mine. I didn't make this up. So I learnt this from an online video by Lars Muhl, who is a Danish mystic and songwriter. And so this chant is interesting. We're talking about, all the languages we've spoken in other lives. And so this chant is in Aramaic, which is the language, or one of the languages that was spoken by Yeshua, Mary Magdalene. And so it's a fairly, in our human terms, a fairly ancient language. So it has its own vibration and energy that comes with it. And just for context, the idea of the chant is a bit like calling in the directions. And in this case, we call them in with the names of the archangels, and we refer to the divine feminine, and also to Yeshua, as in Christ consciousness, that unity, love consciousness that's in your heart, that's in all of our hearts. And so it's not a Christian chant, although it has those references. It transcends that. And also, if you don't like the idea of angels, you can adapt it to yourself. Go with the energy of it, and just imagine it as calling in those supportive energies from all directions. And sound is powerful. I'm a little bit hoarse at the moment, and that's okay. And I'm not a singer, and that's okay. But your own voice is a really powerful medicine. So if you're called to join in, like call and answer, to sing with me, no one can hear you, or to hum along, go with that. So I go into that now. Bishem Adonai, Bishem Adonai, Miyamene Michael, Umismoli Gabriel, Umilefenai Uriel, Umi Achrarai Raphael, Ve'al Roshi Shekinah, Ve'ba Levi Yeshua, Ve'ba Levi Yeshua, Bishem Adonai, Miyamene Michael, Miyamene Michael, Umismoli Gabriel, Umilefenai Uriel, Umi Achrorai Raphael, Ve'al Roshi Shekinah, Ve'ba Levi Yeshua, Bishem Adonai, Miyamene Michael, Umismoli Gabriel, Umilefenai Uriel, Umi Achrorai Raphael, Ve'al Roshi Shekinah, Ve'ba Levi Yeshua, Ve'ba Levi Yeshua. So just taking a moment and feeling that energy, however it comes in for you, in your unique expression of the divine. So we've opened the sacred container and just connecting in a little bit more now. So feeling into your body, feeling the sense of expansion. And now perhaps imagining a golden cord or some roots that begin to extend down from your tailbone, your sacrum, and to spread down through whatever you're sitting or standing on, through the chair, and down into the floorboards, and through and into the earth. And just intentionally remembering this connection to Mother Earth, Gaia, Papatuanuku. Remembering this connection of pure, unconditional love and presence that's always there for us, always. And as we send down these roots, remembering that we can let go of all that which no longer serves us, releasing it to the earth. Her capacity is so great. She can take it, compost it, transmute it, transform it. Releasing now. And as you send your roots down deeper and deeper, see them down past underground streams, underground caverns, stalagmites, stalactites, deeper and deeper, all the way down to the glowing crystalline core of the earth. Really feeling into that, the power, the energy coming from our earth, who is herself ascending, evolving. And we are here in connection with her. We are here in co-creation with her. Now drawing upon the energy that's available to us and beginning to draw it back up through the levels, back up through the layers of our Earth Mother, all the way back up, past tree roots and creatures, back up through the floorboards, the chair, and into the base of your spine, feeling that there like a golden spark which starts to glow brighter and spread up now, up through your spine, through your central column of light, past the sacrum, the solar plexus, and up into your heart space. Really feeling that energy. And now maintaining your sovereignty always as a divine being of light, opening up through the crown now, connecting to your own higher self, that expanded aspect of yourself that's infinite and wise, connected to all things through all time and space, and also connecting to divine creator, all those aspects of the divine that you feel you have a personal connection to, your angels, your guides, benevolent ancestors, spirit animals, just calling on all of this support, wisdom, love, drawing it in now to support us in this process, down through the head, past the third eye, the throat for expression, and into the heart where it joins the energy from the earth, forming a golden orb of light, which begins to glow stronger, brighter, spreading throughout the chest, throughout the body, infusing your cells, the DNA, and even the spaces in between, the quantum spaces of you, as within, so without, and seeing that energy expand beyond the physical bounds of the body into your aura, spreading wider and wider. And just feeling that we are here at this time on earth for a purpose. We've chosen it. We are all beings of light with our own special magic. And so are our children. So be here for your children as well as yourself, if that's part of your mission here on earth. And feel that expansion for them. And you can choose whether to keep your eyes closed or open them. I'm going to intentionally hold some points at the heart. You can hold there if you want to. I'm holding specific points, but it works just as well to hold a hand across the heart and also coming down. So from this place of expansion, starting to really drop into the body, feeling that it's safe to be in this precious vessel, this precious body, here on earth now, feeling into the heart, feeling into the power center of the lower dantian, which is below the belly button and in towards your spine. Dropping in now. Assuring your own inner child that it's safe to be part of this process, that it's joyful to be part of this process, that you have their back. They are safe, they are loved. Just beginning the process of calling in any pieces of you that feel splintered, dispersed, calling them in now, calling them in, bringing it in. And here we are. And I just have a really quick message from the newer generation of sensitives, these high vibrational beings. When I tuned into them, I received a strong image of a cross. And again, we're not talking about the Christian cross necessarily, although if it comes into you like that, that's perfect. It could be an equilateral cross. So, and what was important about this imagery to my heart was the center of the cross, where everything meets, a still point, if you will. So we are electromagnetic beings. So the center, we have the light body, we have the sound body, we have the masculine, we have the feminine. We come to the center and it's all here for us. And the children had a message of, find us here, come to this point where anything is possible. Meet us here, and you'll find that healing can be so simple. Time is an illusion. We can bring it all into the here and now, the convergence, the center. Here we are. And from this place, we can begin to expand into our presence, into our gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And I think this is a good place to pass over to you, Rose, to bring in your gifts.
Wow. Kirsty. Oh, Kirsty. Wow. Okay. And as we are in this space, what a space to be in. So, Kirsty, on your end, just about the technology, if we turn off that musician's mode, that would be good. So, friends, as we are here now in this mode, and Kirsty has taken us through that beautiful, beautiful chant and the meditation, I just feel to say, honor you, Kirsty. Katseba kaitano foranahai. Ikana koto no mahai la tichiko foranahai to foranahai to foranahai. Oh, hanahai, tsumahai na hamatsumahai na too. As Kirsty was doing that meditation, I felt to say, thank you. Thank you and honor to you, light being, for being here. Thank you for coming and choosing the amnesia to be on this planet to this time of transformation, and for being the forerunner and the transformer. I need to say that these are just messages from the downloads. We will begin the light code download very shortly. Light being that you are, honor to you. Honor to you and honor to those that have brought you here onto the planet. Those that have been your transportation into this time and space. And for those parents of these light beings, you too are a light being, can't you? Choose to remember who the light being is that you are. If that's a realization you've just come into, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. If you're a parent of the older generations, as in X generation, baby boomer, and you have not realized that you have had such a being in your life, that you have birthed such a being in your life. Honor to you for realization now in this time and space, whether it be here or in another place. Know that you could only do what you could do. Know that you could only do it because that's all you had. That is where your awakening process was at that point in time. Healing, forgiveness. Healing, amen. Sweet forgiveness. If you have come to that in consciousness and to that awakening knowledge later on, remember that too is relative and relevant. Every one of us is playing a part here on the planet. As this moment, this time that we're playing our part here, so too you have been playing your part so that we can play our part now in this time and space. So honor to you, light being, whomever you are, whatever you have done in your world up until this point, be it in an ignorant space, be it in an awakened space, be it in a knowing space. Honor to you. Honor to you. Forgiveness. This is the moment when we start awakening further and more. And we're awakening to those who align with this in the sense of naming it, shaming it, and blaming it, and having a misunderstanding about it. From here on, from this moment forth, we go through, and we know that as we bring in the light codes, the light beings that have come onto the planet with this diversity, in neurodiversity or divergence, are going to be flowing with ease and comfort. That's first and foremost. Coming into their space, acknowledging and coming into the realization of who they are. Coming into the knowledge of what they are here to do and for them to do it. But also those that have had ideas of stereotyping these beings, that all of that's going to start to fall away. And knowledge is going to come in. Understanding and wisdom and intuition about this is going to come through on the planet. For no more will there be this thing of, we need to put people like this in a space where they can't be heard or they can't be seen, or we need to medicate them. It's time for them to be coming to the forefront. It's time for the rest of us to awaken to what they have come to do here on the planet, and for the amazing light beings that they are here, and for the fact that they are transformers and they have a lot to teach us. Sorry, that had to be a part that we had to do and clear for before we do the light codes. Okay, so everybody, take a moment to breathe. Breathing in through the nose, shaking it out. Even if you are wherever you are, stand up, tapping on your feet. Now feet firmly planted on the ground, and if you feel like it, you need to take another breath or 3. So we're just getting into the toning and the music of the light language. Music as in the voice. So here we go. Here Hele keo karamakai tufanai no. Hai la baba ngola vahondo la vane konze. Ho ya ho na hu klaya ya hu he. Ya gen woklama sialamango chifalai. Oh, Yela machi tsarade tsarado tsaram gorairayam goravatsalam goravatsifale goramachitle akira makoto farai atsie Here more la 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 Ira kora elavo Ira na 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 Ikejimo kotofarana khaito to makhayam Katskilamano Welcome, my beautiful souls. Yetzaranatsuro kotefetenam. Etzefaranaki to foramakateyati koronatsile. Ikaramotse. Akena fatifa. Irabachile. Honor is yours. Kirada de Quito. Ikama fakete. Atsama hetsana. We honor you. Honor, honor, honor. やらまつ Zanen zia kafarana kate not salamaitene. Anna Kiramahatse, my beautiful babies, O Masefiatanzena, Inokotote, Aramakitse, courageous soul you are, Iramakutlang, Kiranakito. Katsarato faranatsele. Oromade kaditara matsukono. Can see kikitsanakatse nakato no mahai. Can you see them? Can you see them? Can you see the heavenly hosts surrounding you now? Onamahatse. Galactic warrior, konaka chakatamba. Yaramakatsa makota manne. Akita fana, akita foramae. Kirama, kirama. They are the dragons, they are the unicorns, they are the archangels. There's a host of beautiful angels, seraphim. The heavenly hosts, they surround you, they surround you. You are not alone, you are here. Lomako foramahai, koramahitse, kiramatofarnam. Parents awaken. See the honorable beings you have brought to earth. Ikana kutle, karamashifletom. Iramakatumahay. O nakatapahina koronamahay, matita karamahay, tumahay. So, friends, that was pretty emotional. I think the heavens have come to say they have felt and have watched and have seen what has gone on the planet because of the ignorance with regards to this, of what you have had to play, the part you play here on this planet. And the ignorance has been used by forces to become part of the darkness of this planet and to keep many. That ignorance of the humankind is to keep not just all of you and I, light beings, but even the planets in the darkness of the matrix. You are the transformers. Do not forget, remember. And even in those moments when you feel like you cannot cope with being here, or the energy, or you feel that your spirit is so vast that it cannot contain and you cannot fit it into this body, know that you have so much support. It is your time. It is your time now to shine, to come forward, to be in the forefront of everything that you have come to be and do here on this planet. Everyone on this planet has an aspect of neurodivergent or neurodivergence, whatever the word is. The level of it is different. And soon we will all realize that. Marakatanova. Thank you so much, everybody. Inakate, 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 torama kaita tafakara tutukata damarakota. Today we have worked with ancient grandmother, native mother of Peru. I think it is from a native tribe of Peru. I just need to bring her to the forefront because she keeps presenting herself to me. And we have also had the energy of the grandmother, godmother, dragon. Perhaps they are one and the same, just presented in different times and space. Thank you, friends. As you come back. As you come back into your body. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was really beautiful.
Well, Kristy, we're going to remind everybody for grounding.
Yeah, thank you. So it is time, as you said, it's time to be here, to be more fully here. And as the collective consciousness raises, or however you like to express that, the earth herself is evolving, ascending. It's going to become easier to be in the body and to bring that light through and to share it. And we begin now, we continue. It's all here. And so, feeling your body, sending some love to your body. Here we are. And coming back to the heart space. We are expansive beings, and that was a big journey. Simultaneously, we are all here right now in the physical. It's everything all at once. So just dropping in to the center of your being, really feeling that presence. And perhaps you'd like to imagine yourself standing in the sand at the beach or in your favorite forest, just wriggling your toes in the sand, in the earth, really remembering that connection with the deepest gratitude for our Mother Earth and the knowledge that we are part of this. We belong here, and it's time to create together in alignment and authenticity. So really feeling that connection. And as we come out of today's session, just remembering to intentionally ground yourself. Walk outside on the earth with bare feet if you can. Maybe you like to take a salt bath, walk by the ocean. Just consciously make that connection. Help your children to do the same in whatever way works for them. Maybe massaging into the calves, into the muscles of the lower legs, especially if there's tension there. So really physically feeling it. And as you let yourself drop in, maybe some of that tension will subside as you feel the safety to be in the physical. Be here now. No need to escape, to run away. Our expansive nature is always here for us, simultaneous to this embodied life. And I'm just going to show you, I am sitting cross-legged, so I'm going to show you some points on the feet. Excuse my foot popping up onto the screen here. Okay, so here's my little socky foot. So you have the point, you have the ball of your foot, you have the arch. So a really nice point to touch is where the ball of the foot just meets the arch in the center. So you can use 2 fingers. That's a neutral touch. So one finger is positively charged, one is negative. Use 2. And you can hold both feet like this at the same time. And you can look this point up. It's kidney 1 in the Chinese system. It's kidney 1 or bubbling spring. And it's a simple but very powerful thing to hold these points in terms of dropping in, grounding in, and also releasing fear. So these can be powerful points if you find yourself in freeze or shutdown or disconnection. And you can also hold them for your children. So just feeling those points and breathing. And continue to deepen into this grounding as you go about your day. Drinking water, blessing your water with gratitude. Mm.
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 Wow. That was good. That was so good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, friends, thank you so much for joining us on this live Zoom event. And we loved all your comments, and we will be getting back. And yes, I will. Someone asked me if I will put the recording on, just not the live. And I will, once I get the file to download it from YouTube, I will put it on as a video as well, so you can have it. And it will be easy for you to access it. So it just feels such a amazing Zen space. Well, Kirsty, anything you want to say before we go?
I feel quite relaxed as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's expensive.
It's nice that all of you have joined us, and I hope you're feeling the same way. Yeah, I hope it shifted something. Wow. Even I was surprised at the light language. I mean, well, you never know what's going to happen with the light language, but I just felt so emotional. I felt so emotional. So I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness and reconciliation and healing taking place at the moment. And yeah, I'm almost hearing the galactic saying, "Come on now, people. Come on, planet." Yeah.
That's right. It's time. So it's, yeah, thank you for being here. And by being here, we mean being here.
Yeah. The
On
courage. The courage. Yeah. Paramatako. Right. We're going to have to get on with our day and let you get on with that. Please do whatever you need, like Kirsty was saying, to ground yourself and, be in that space. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We will catch you next time here on Ananda Rose. Namaste.
Yeah, thank you.
Namaste.